Yo, what is going on, everyone? Um, Decided to jump on live last minute, knowing that people will rewatch this later. Just go ahead and jump into some of the good stuff. But let's see, it's Thursday. Let's see what Marcel's doing. But if anybody jumps in, let me know how you doing. I want to look into the Jesus papers. Is that? Oh, that's my other buddy. Yo, let me hit up Marcel real quick, everybody. Marcel, for those of y'all that just now started following, um, Marcel's a buddy that has been on a couple other shows. He's in Canada. He's a really funny guy. He's been on the show for a while. He was probably one of the first guys I even went live with because he was showing me how to use Discord and stuff. So that was pretty cool. And let's see. Since we started the channel, before the channel ever went live, we had this, which is Witch Doctor Christianity. Just a fun little joke of a name that I put on a book, which was a collection of all kinds of pseudo religious and hey, Marcel, I sent you, I'm gonna give you a link. Let me get it real quick. Baby is asleep, so if the baby wakes up, I will go and grab him and I will jump off, but hopefully we can have an episode. So let's see what we got. Copy. Oh, all right. I might not even really need this today, but this needs to go down. When it's too bright, it's like describe that. But anyway, Witch Doctor Christianity. This is the big collection of research, different books on different aspects of stuff in and around religion, or at least Christianity. A little bit of Judaism covered within here, but it's talking a lot about the stuff that I've just learned about, not necessarily, it's not like it's not finished, if you will. It's the first part of two parts at least. And so the second part to this is gonna come out, well, whenever I finish it. I got about 73,000 words so far. I'll probably try to keep it around that. This is 120. So you think about how long it takes to read this, or at least read through it. There's an autobiography within the chapters of this. So I talk about just how I always looked at religion and what it was like being an atheist growing up, what the friends thought about it. Goes into my army stuff, goes into my fitness stuff a little bit, goes into the security world and how I ended up having like one of my first experiences with like alleviating PTSD. PTSD is really tough to deal with. I'm probably not as hardcore inside as I would like to be to handle, I guess, maybe the stuff that I went through. Different drama as a civilian afterwards. Everyone's got a past and stuff, And once you melt your ego, and everybody knows what I'm talking about when I refer to that, you don't care to just admit, like, damn, I had a hard time with that. But now you don't care about it anymore because you did something that actually changed how you were looking at it, not just like suppress or hit a mute button to the emotions. I'm no psychiatrist, so don't take any medical advice from me. But that's what this book does talk about. All right. I don't throw anyone under the bus but myself, and it's just my story, my struggle. Just play it. Anyway, not funny, but just play it. And then, of course, I was lucky enough to get on Gnostic Informant the other day, which was really awesome. And I would love to go on again, actually, because there's some stuff I wanted him to show me, which was when he went to Galilee. I'm obsessed with Galilee, as you can imagine, right now. In the book Secundus, I can at least say this much. Secundus, after being stationed in Dacia, which is modern day Romania, he gets stationed in Galilee. Secundus does. Now, the word Secundus means second. He's the second born to Antonius Niger Athetes, Roman soldier, right? The gladiator instructor. Now, after brutal career, legionnaire, spexilors, and at the moment, I'm writing the prequel to Secundus, and it's called Antonius. It's about his death. It's about the guy before coming forth. I'm waiting on Marcel to jump on. He's probably getting ready. Probably still half asleep. Yes. He asked to. Haha. Funny. February 11th. Okay. So I wanted to look at the Jesus papers today. I'm working on Antonius, the prequel to this. This is actually the second volume of a series that will be written. And ironically, this means second. But anyway, I need to include something in this sequel, which I'm also working on now, which is the Jesus papers. I haven't read it. I've heard about it. And I was hanging out with Lord Cameron the other day, and he was like, dude, have you read the Jesus papers? I was like, no, I need to. It is the same Holy Blood, Holy Grail, the same authors, or at least one of them. I think Michael. It's supposedly something that Jesus wrote, but I don't have the full, cliff notes, if you will. So I need to read it. I need to get it, read it, see what it's about. I sent you the link, Marcel. Jump on. You ready, home dog? I only have probably an hour or so, and little man will be awake. I'd rather not. So yeah, if y'all want to check it out, you can. You get on the Kindle. Let's see, chapter 30, Witch Doctor Christianity, page 127. I tried to make him look like me. I need a little bit longer hair. My wife, a little better. All right, so where scrolls and tablets collide, few stories shimmer as brightly as that of the Septuagint, the Greek translation of the Hebrew scriptures. This tale is not just about translation, it's about the very essence of divine communication and the cultural intermingling that laid the foundation for much of Western thought. Oh, hey, Allie. Oh, my gosh. And so let's unravel this thread, diving into the depths of the infinite absolute, the transliteration from Hebrew to Greek, and the fascinating conundrum of simultaneous creation. It is the current debate whether the Hebrew Bible or the Septuagint came first. And there's a few ways that you can slice this onion. A lower technicality language to a higher technicality language, added textbooks and books, as well as full-blown revisions, infinite absolutes, and transliterations to explain, as well as tradition. The best video to watch on this would be What Your Pastor Didn't Tell You YouTube channel, starring Dr. Kip Davis and Dr. Joel Korenko. To grasp the significance of the Septuagint, we must first acknowledge the concept of the infinite absolute. The Hebrew phrase ish ish, literally translating to a man, serves as an idiomatic expression signifying any man or anyone. This construction emphasizes inclusivity and universality, allowing the speaker to address any individual within a specified group. In this case, the sons of Israel. Ta-da! The repetition of the word ish reinforces the idea that the statement applies broadly, transcending individual identities to encompass all men belonging to that group. The use of ish can be understood as a rhetorical device that highlights the communal aspect of the instruction or statement being made. By invoking this idiom, the text assures the audience that the message is relevant to every man within the community, fostering a sense of collective responsibility or obligation. When translating Hebrew text into Greek, as seen in the Septuagint, translators often face challenges in conveying idiomatic expression. The Greek phrase anthropos, while it directly mirrors the Hebrew structure, lacks the nuanced idiomatic meaning present in ish. Greek does not possess an equivalent idiom that encapsulates the same collective significance or inclusivity as the Hebrew phrase. Therefore, while the Greek translation reflects the surface structure of the Hebrew text, it fails to capture the depth and cultural resonance inherent in the original idiomatic expression. I personally wanted Greek to be the original and the Hebrew to be the ripoff. However, I cannot commit to that idea unless a scholar could present an argument for explanation for this in the original text. I'm so dyslexic, I struggle reading out loud. I wanted that gotcha moment. It is not here though. This discrepancy illustrates the limitations of translation, particularly in the realm of idioms and cultural context. The Hebrew language, rich with such expressions, allows for a communal understanding that the Greek lacks, which can lead to potential misunderstandings regarding the intent and scope of the original text. In summary, ish serves as a powerful idiom that communicates the notion of any man, emphasizing communal identity. Whereas the Greek counterpart, although a direct translation, it does not carry the same idiomatic weight, highlighting the challenges faced in cross-linguistic translation efforts, right? So this is something that we've been talking about for a really long time. However, since I wrote this book, I didn't want to change a whole lot from how it was in the beginning a year ago when I finished it. Since I wrote this book, Stephen from Cross Bible, and I'm pretty sure everybody else that's come on the show has said at least once that skibbity bop by doodly dee metalhead too. But Allie's, her backdrop of her room is Tyrian purple. My favorite. I got the door open so I can hear everything, but I don't hear the chickens. Marcel, what's up? Oh, he's here. He's here. What up?
Hey.
Hey, I like the setup.
Yeah, I did. I don't have. I literally just set it up, but I don't have the camera you sent me because I left it at my friend's house. So I'm using the webcam built into my laptop.
Good.
Yeah.
Looks good though. You're not huge, on the screen. So I think if it's a little grainy, it doesn't show as much.
Yeah.
Just reading from the book a little bit, just to have something for the live stream today. I did want to look at the Jesus papers. Have you? I will, like I said, guys, chapter 30, page 127 of. I'll go to a different page and read some more stuff.
Is that from Witch Doctor Christianity?
Yeah, this is my.
I can't find my PDF of it. You sent me a PDF. I can't find it.
I think I sent you, Lord Cameron, freaking Chase, and Tiger Shark. I think I sent y'all the 80,000. No. I had it. It was 145 when I finished.
Yeah.
And then after the year, I chopped out about 20 something. And then maybe not quite. Maybe about 20 something or more. And then said, you know what, go ahead and publish it because I'm going to do the part 2 anyway. Because I had so many interviews and all the information from each interview needs to go into the book for a part 2. So like the piece on Hippolytus that Neil brought on one time, that needs to be in here in the part 2. Yeah. So part 2, I'll have little animations for everyone instead of it just being like, some pretend picture of me or whatever. But I do have the kind of the sort of the building style, kind of Roman Greekish kind of look
Yeah,
going on. And
yeah. No,
he,
I like the artwork. It's nice.
thanks, bro. I mean, I
Yeah,
used Canva to do it, so it made
yeah,
it.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
But back here you have, it looks kind of like gladiators, but they're not like gladiators. They're all in purple robes.
Oh,
But
cool,
it's an
cool.
arena where you would be fighting. But the halls, this looks more like the Parthenon slash some sort of citadel, so it's kind of making I'm trying to create this fake place that we're all in, but you have to read this to
Yeah.
understand the gladiator arena feeling of the picture. And then, of
Okay.
course,
Yeah.
you have to
Yeah.
see us battling it out on the episodes in the part 2 to understand the whole battle royale thing and why all the thumbnails started becoming fighting.
Yeah. Cool. 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 That's
Kundus is raised by
it's cool. It's a cool mix of fiction and nonfiction to create this like.
we're doing what they did with stories when we're doing a contemporary version of a Hellenistic uh, transformation of the story into something else. This is a lot of this will feel like my brother, my dad, and myself. Some of the essence of these chapters and the family dynamic and how many siblings there are, even it's the same as my family was. His dad,
Yeah.
mom,
Yeah.
brother, younger sister. This is a lot of this guy's personality is based on me for sure. And his dad, Antonius, is based on my dad a lot too. Military officer, my dad was big time. He loved to teach people and stuff.
Okay.
He loved to show. He loved to have all the kids in the neighborhood lined up playing soldiers and like showing them how to do stuff. How to make weapons, how to make fires, how to Boy Scout type stuff. So a lot of that kind of vibe is in my family anyway. Just being a military family, all the boys are in the military in every generation forever. Same with this kid's family. And so he goes in the army and has his experiences and stuff like that. And there's more I can't really say, but he gets stationed in Galilee. So
Cool. Cool.
read this, people understand and the back of this cover is real cool too. It's got people on horseback. I don't want to tell y'all what's going on here, but you'll know if you read it. And like I said, it's 38,000, 40,000, 40.5 thousand words. And The Great Gatsby is 38.8. So if you've read The Great Gatsby, this is just barely a little bit longer than that, or The Outsiders, or The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. So I wanted it to be something to where you could get through it and you could get into the story. And then if you really, really liked it, then Antonius will come out in probably a few weeks. I'm going to make it better than this one was. Let's say this is the mark of my Gospels. The next one, Matthew, it's going to be a little bigger. It's going to have things I didn't use in this story in it. Just the writing process alone, writing a series, will remind you so much of the Gospels and how they're different.
Yeah. That's neat.
There's
That's
continuities in the Bible sometimes, and there's some incontinuities even when you're a writer, or you have just sheer mess ups. You just, oh man, I got to go back and upload a new PDF and fix this problem. I said centurion, not legionnaire. Crap, that's going to confuse someone,
Yeah.
Or I took a character out and then I left a thing with.
Especially if you're doing all the editing yourself, right? It's harder to catch stuff, right?
I would totally let somebody else help me do it, but that's a lot to ask, and that can really change a relationship with people. And I don't,
especially asking a friend and shit. It's different. That's why they generally say to keep business and friends separated. But
that's why I just kind of do it myself. And
everybody I've ever worked for has been a best friend, and it can be rough.
Yeah. So I send it to y'all so y'all can read it, and then y'all usually go, hey, there's a weird mess up, like where the paragraph's cut in half over here. My wife does that a lot. She'll find like a hey. Sometimes one time I think it was in the published version. It was I can't remember. I've uploaded the new PDF for this twice just to fix errors, and for this one once, and I still find more. I find places where something's in a quotation that should have been italicized. I'm like, oh god,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
that's why when something's this big, you have more to mess up.
Yeah,
That's,
exactly. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
there's more to mess up. So
That's why it takes people many years to write their books. It's not like it took years to write it. It took years to edit it and proofread it.
that's
Well,
why
yes, it took years to write it too, but there's still years of editing and proofreading.
that is why people will I'm sorry, that is why I published 40,000 word book first, just so that
Yeah,
it's like, okay, more than likely I'm gonna do a pretty good job on 40,000 words compared to 140,000. And so it's like, let me release that first.
yeah,
And
yeah,
then
yeah.
while everyone's reading that, I'll finish, kind of going over Witch Doctor a few times. Let me disconnect my Bluetooth. There we go. All I can hear is my music in the speakers in the other room. So, but yeah, and so I want to talk to Neil again soon if we can. I want to talk about. He said he has a book he's working on that he wants to release. So I'm interested in, what the topic is, but I also want to see his pictures in Galilee and see what certain things he mentioned. I want to see the pictures again and see if he'll let me kind of use that in Witch Doctor Part 2. And then there's a couple of other things going on. I have a friend, I won't say the name, but I have a friend that's working on a new version of one of the Greek classic stories. And
Oh,
so
cool.
so a while ago I wrote
Kind of like West Side Story to Romeo and Juliet.
yeah.
Like, you know how
Yeah,
West Side Story is like Romeo and Juliet but modernized. Like,
yes.
yeah.
Pretty much. So I wrote a new version of Much Ado About Nothing, but it was a screenplay. It wasn't like it was a book, But I could have done the book, but I don't know. Something about doing that as a book didn't seem quite as interesting to me. I don't know how to describe why. But something like the story of Theseus or something, which is something I've been considering lately. I've been like, I really kind of want to rewrite, not as contemporary, but just in general, I want to do like
Yeah.
write it in my version of the story, So give me just 1 second. Hey, can you control it?
No, you need to re-add me as the team member. I just texted you about that.
Okay.
Remember how you added me as the admin last time? That's got to be redone because you canceled the subscription.
Oh yeah, that's right. So it disconnected everybody. All right.
And then I'll be able to stream my video game stuff too.
Yeah, I was wondering if you could still do that or not. Okay, so you got to be added in as
Yeah.
the admin
It's under,
again
like,
for the
it's
team
under the
member.
team options. Yeah,
Can I do that right now?
you can. Yeah, the sooner well, you don't have to do it right now, but I mean, you just get it done and
Oh,
over with.
I have to back out to do it.
Maybe.
I can do it after we're done. I don't need to be on forever, But I was gonna look at the Jesus papers real quick. Jesus papers. I'm gonna just do some quick research before I'm gonna get this book, but I want to see what we're looking at. Let's actually do this. I'll go to Chat GPT. I'll let it tell me what's going on. Hey, have you heard? The bird is the word. I was playing. Have you heard of the Jesus Papers. It's a book. Let's see what it says. Freaking boss is calling me something. Oh shit! I call him back. I call him back in a little bit. So yeah, it says yes, there is a book called the Jesus.
Yeah, it probably did. That cut my microphone out? It probably did. Yeah.
Well, I can hear now.
What?
I can hear myself in your playback.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yes, because I'm using a virtual mixing console app, and like since I'm using the free version of it, every like 5 hours or so, it like shuts it off. So I got to wait 40 seconds for the to skip like the buy now thing. Like
I understand.
Well,
So
you probably
I think
have to back out to add me to the team. Yes. What'd you say? What?
I think it's solved now. It does. I don't hear myself anymore.
Yeah,
So
yeah. Because yeah,
go ahead.
and once the app lets me go back into it, it fixes all that because it's all my audios ran through that free app thing, and then every time it comes up every 4 or 5 hours, do you want to buy now, and then it gives you a 40-second countdown to remove the buy now option, and it like cuts it off when the buy now thing is up.
So Metalhead is asking about a lexicon.
The Immaculate Muse. I have a copy of that. Yeah, we all actually.
Yeah.
I think you have a copy of it too. Well, a PDF of it.
It's in the Discord.
Yeah, yeah. I have it on my computer too. Like it's a bit too big of a file to post in Discord because I don't have the Nitro and stuff. But I can
Okay.
email it to you or something.
Okay. Well, Metalhead's asking about it in the chat.
Oh, okay.
So,
I can't see the chat for some reason. Why can't I see the chat?
Yeah. Mandy Moorhall came on a show. I have the episode still. It might be on private. I put a bunch of them on private, and then I unprivated them once I went through them and did the transcript into the part 2 of Witch Doctor. Does that make sense, y'all? So one day I wanted to prove to my buddies or show my buddies that even with my channel with 1,500 subscribers and all this different content and stuff, all these views on each video, I've deleted so much stuff. I think if you look at my actual views, it's 189,000 from last year. It's just that the only views that show right now are from the videos that are still up. So all the videos that we deleted last year, which was tons of 6-hour, 4-hour live streams, PowerPoint presentations that got a few thousand each, and then I think a couple of hit pieces that were on like Derek from Myth Vision and stuff, and those got like 15,000 views and stuff. And it was on what was that about? Were they talking about Christ as a drug term?
Where?
What was
the recent Danny Jones episode?
No, remember a long time ago, Myth Vision was live with he did a video with Dr. Kit Davis, like in his kitchen.
Oh yeah. They might have mentioned Christ as a drug term, but they denied all of that.
Oh, anytime I remember it was 1451.
Oh yeah.
It was they were talking about whether the guy was like, pre-pubescent kid, and if the cloth was around his manhood, if you will, or stuff like that. That was the big rattle back in the day when everybody got kind of famous for 15 minutes, and that's what that
I can over Sindon and stuff. Like, yeah, I remember that.
Well, all I said was something to the effect of like, I don't know, it was kind of hard to do a hit piece on it because it wasn't really like that bad of a defense, really. But it was more like, y'all gonna sit down in your kitchen with your laptop on your freaking knee, laptop on your lap, and you're gonna do, I don't know. I kind of just know if they're watching it now for any odd reason. I don't think Kip would. I don't know if Derek does. Probably not. But if they were to be watching this now, it wasn't so much that I disagreed with what they were saying. It was just because of who they were that I was making it kind of. Everybody was up in arms against Smith Vision at the time and Dr. Kip. And so I did that. I totally did. I kind of took that. There's things that they've said that is, wrong still, or it's more like
of course.
Jerk off topics for
Yeah.
like there's videos that are just to do it, and so was mine. So that was
Yeah. I mean, it's for the sake. It's for the sake of the click, right? Like people,
for the gram.
You kind of have to do it. You kind of have to do that shit if you're gonna keep your algorithm up, especially if you make your living off of YouTube, right? Like if that's what puts food on the table for your family, then you gotta kind of be a little snaky about it, I guess.
There's plenty I can defend off that anyway, too. So it's like, hold on a second. The writer could have meant, a younger teen. That's, sure. And a sign, and the cloth around this. I mean, no, but like,
it's
it wouldn't have been that big of a damn deal anyway. It's almost
there's no real way to prove what the author really meant. Like really, like there's like unless you can go talk to the author yourself, it's kind of hard to narrow down exactly what they meant. I guess that's why like people say you've got to read the whole context of Greek literature 200 years before and 200 years after the Bible is written, because it does help give context to what these authors are trying to say.
And that's what this story is about.
Yeah.
This story is like how the Bible came to be. Literally is what this book is about. People don't really know that yet if they haven't read it yet. Only a handful of y'all, my buddies, have actually made it to the end and knows what it's about. The end of it, it'll make so much sense. Once people get to the end of the book, they're gonna go, that's what you did. Okay. And it's gonna all make sense. And it's gonna, in other words, without saying too much, it's answering the biggest question you can't answer that you should about the Bible.
Yeah.
Who the fuck wrote it would be the only question left. Of all the things you can do to it right now, you can analyze it 1,000 times. Philologists, linguists, sure. But the one thing nobody can say is who the fuck wrote it. So I was like, oh, I'll tell you who wrote it. Here's an example. Like, oh, I got you. This is a fiction story, but it'll remind you of like the Roman timepiece for the Da Vinci Code in a way.
Yeah. Oh, cool. Okay.
Yes.
I think you sent me a copy of that. I should read it.
Well, I'll tell the friends watching, because the way people are going to find this book isn't going to be really from the YouTube. I think it's going to be it kind of a mix of different things. And if I buy like a Google ad for this book to advertise to a Christian and degenerate Satanist and stuff, it both will like it. That's what I'm trying to do here.
Cool.
The person I'm talking about, the background character of this story, is somebody that both groups are obsessed with, and it's the head figure of a religion, and he was in Galilee, and he was teaching in Galilee when Secundus got stationed there after the wars in Dacia. He got moved to Galilee. Now, I did take Dane Darklight, and I made him a character in the book. So if you guys could please go follow Dane Darklight, not because you are particularly an MMA fan and that you'll want to hear him talk about MMA or theology. Go follow Dane Darklight so you can see what he's like, so that you can see who Publius is. And you can
his personality. His personality is kind of fit for a character for sure.
Yeah.
He is a character.
Yeah. That's what he doesn't. That's what he doesn't get to do, is do the character of himself, because he's already doing his thing. So he can't he can't make it not, whatever. So I put his character in the book, and he does say some of the stuff that Dane says on his show. And Dane just got a Roku channel, and apparently he's gonna try it out and see how it works. He's the only guy I know that's ever done that, and that sounds cool. Think about it, a Roku channel where just everything you're doing is on Roku all the time. I think people who stream a lot, that's a good thing to do, is just put it on
How
Roku.
the fuck do you do that? Do you have to buy that or something?
I don't know. Yes. Question mark.
That's kind of cool. I swore. Oops, I probably shouldn't be swearing.
It's okay. I mean, we don't, we're not hurting no one's,
Yeah.
we're not doing nothing too crazy.
I
So
swear
Secundus does have a brother, and he does have a sister, mom and dad, obviously. He's from Capua, where the gladiator school is.
I gotta link to the Discord for this guy here.
And he grows up around all that. So you can imagine him and his brother, when they go in the army, they're kind of already know a lot, which probably could be beneficial, just kind of having a little bit of pre-education, which was a lot like my life too, growing up with military dad. It's just like, the ranks already, everything, what the different jobs are, the different kinds of guns, that they're different bullet sizes. You might not have them at home, but that they're different sizes and stuff. And 9mm, this is a 5.56 thing. You might not know everything about the guns, but like, what they are. And you have all the gear at home because like your dad has the gear, so like we're like rigging up his rucksack and stuff and like trying to make it look like it does in the pictures. It's like, oh, you got to put a bunch of all your shit in there, like sleeping bags and stuff to try to fill it up, make it look cool. Then we would like put it on and just like wear it around the house, just like ridiculous. But hey, but even my little boys got some of my dad's creations. Like in the other room, we have a big display of Viking shields and swords, practice swords, gladiuses, and stuff like that my dad literally made, like in the other room.
That's neat. That's neat. And like wood or cardboard? Wood. It must be wood or something. Or
yeah, they're wooden shields with waxed canvas edges with thread to keep the edges of the shields kind of from fraying and giving them more support. And then it has a big metal plate, a big metal bowl pretty much on the front, and that is to protect the sword from like actually catching your hand if it starts to break that shield.
Oh, that's really cool. That's really cool.
There's my bow, which is taller than me, and it's made from a special wood. And then then he has a smaller kid's training bow, and there's about 20 arrows with real feathers as the tails for the feathers. Like he makes all this stuff like by hand, because when you're a military officer and you study every century and every decade, every civilization by the millennia, you study all their armies, you find things that you really like, right? So there's a game that we have kind of recognized from a movie but was always kind of a thing, where you have like several shields and you break the shields until there's no shields left, and then you get to divide it out to the death pretty much.
Well, that's kind of cool.
Well, it was a movie that featured it, but even though it's never really been like described in anything that we've particularly read, like out of a Will Durant book or anything, just the movie recognition of like a game tradition, gambling type of thing with your life, and there being sort of a clever concept like having 3 shields. Break the shields, you get to get a new one. Break that shield, get a new one. Break that shield, and you go till there's nothing left, and then you fight to the death. And that's
what movie was that? I saw that. Wasn't that in a Viking movie?
13th Warrior.
Okay.
13th Warrior is a big movie, like in my family, just because.
Maybe I didn't see that one. I thought I saw that in the movie though.
Yeah, we have that bloodline, that Viking blood and stuff, where I'm sure is in a lot of Danish that was in the bloodlines that have made me, I'm very English and Scottish. So lots of Viking blood came into those countries, and so I like that movie a lot, and it's a rendition of Beowulf.
Okay,
Beowulf.
maybe that's what I thought I saw it in, was the movie Beowulf,
It
or the movie
it's
Outlander or something like that.
it could have been in another movie too. It really could have been. I mean, I could show y'all, but I'd get a copyright strike or something. So, but we got about 20 more minutes left, so I'll chill and we'll catch up a little bit more. How are you doing?
How am I doing? Oh, I'm doing good.
Nice, 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 nice.
I'm doing
Um,
pretty good. Yeah, it's my birthday next week, so I'm kind of excited for that.
oh, cool. I'll have to get you some. All right. So, The Jesus Papers by Michael Baillet. Um, Full title: The Jesus Papers, exposing the greatest cover-up in history, controversial non-fiction book by Michael Baillet. Um, Michael claims to have seen two ancient papyri documents, the Jesus Papers, supposedly dating from around AD 45, allegedly written by Jesus to the Jewish Sanhedrin. According to him, these documents reveal that Jesus survived the crucifixion and lived afterward. The major departure from traditional gospel accounts. Okay, so here's the cool thing. I'm writing the prequel to Secundus. Whatever Jesus supposedly wrote in these papers, if there's any inspiration in here that I want to put into my book, I can do that because I haven't written what I haven't really. You'll see if you read the book, there's not a whole lot after the crucifixion, if you will, in my book. But if you can't piece it together so far, Secundus obviously meets a special man in Galilee. So
Yeah, yeah.
next thing you know, he's getting stationed in Jerusalem, and that's when Yeshua is coming to Jerusalem to do his thing. And y'all know what happens. But unfortunately, the way that things turn out, there's an uncomfortable reality to this research that I've done with the Bible, and a secret that my family sort of kept and held on to for the longest time that made me want to write a book fictionally explaining sort of an example on how it happened, considering the Gospels are just as removed from the actual story as like my book is from what would have happened if that was the
Okay.
case, right? So these Jesus Papers, I would definitely, it's since 2006. So the reason why we haven't read this in my family, if you will, like I haven't seen this, is because this is 2006. So 2005, I graduated high school. So if this came out
Yeah, me
before
too.
that, I would have seen it in my house. But if it was after that, then I have probably 3 or 4 different lives. That's when the lives changed, and so I went in the army and stuff, and was a grown up after that. So it took a while to still grow up though.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I'm still doing it.
yeah, I'm trying to get better. I've been an asshole like ever since I stopped using nicotine. So I've been trying to work on that, dude. Like,
Oh
and
wow,
I'll
yeah.
admit it because if I say it out loud, I'll stop doing it as much.
Yeah. You
It's
gotta admit it to yourself, right? Or else
I've just
don't
been
you look.
like
People
making
lie to
myself
themselves a
high on
lot, man. I did it for a long time, so.
Altoids for about 5 weeks now.
What's that? Oh, is that those candies?
Altoids,
Yep.
they're these mints, and I kind of
Yeah,
like
yeah,
my gums, like the Zen pouches and stuff that I would use. But
yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, man, it's hard. Some days it doesn't feel that hard, and other days it feels really tough.
Yeah, yeah, yep, yep.
Every day, the day never feels completed. The body never feels fully ready to rest because I'm still craving, nicotine.
It's
So that's
probably it's probably gonna take a couple months for your brain to really
yeah. Well, I quit
reset.
when we got pregnant with Stevie. I quit.
Okay, so
I
how long?
quit.
So that's
Yeah.
been a couple months. So you're approaching 3 months now or so, something like
Well,
that.
no. Well, no. Back in the day, it was I quit before we got pregnant, and then I didn't bring it back until she was like 3 or 4 months pregnant. So I quit for like 6 months, like last year. and I felt all right. But honestly, it's really hard for me to keep the weight down because if I'm not like, if I'm not cramming my mouth with these things, I want to eat and stuff. You know what I mean? And yeah, that's all there is to it. And if you're on a bunch, like I don't sit there and take bodybuilding, steroids like like I used to and whatnot. That was a big reason why the nicotine was so high, was because steroids can make you really, really irritable, and nicotine will kind of ease your nervous system. And steroids, they kind of fry your nervous system some. Your body's having to do more shit all the time inside. It's working harder all the time. It's using that food you're eating, and it's doing stuff with it needs to do, but at an expedited rate, very anabolic, and trying to build a building instead of just cleaning the house. You're trying to build a house, not just maintain it. It's different than just cutting the grass and mopping the floors inside. When you're building the house, it's a fucking labor. There's workers, there's food trucks, shit everywhere, all the crap left over. Same thing with building muscle. You got toxins left over, you got lactic acids, you got all this excess food you cramming in your face, your liver's having to work harder, the enzymes can be elevated, the water demand from the body just from having to do so much more. That's one thing I'm bad about, is I'm usually so high. I mean, I'm so freaking high on nicotine that I don't drink water. And same with the mints. It makes me not want to drink water all day long, I don't know how to describe it, but I gotta make myself, that's for sure. If I can. So what you been up to lately, bro?
Oh, not much. I've just been playing a lot of guitar and stuff like that. Working on some stuff with some friends of mine. That's about it. I've been running. I've been helping run this guitar YouTuber's Discord. I've been teaching a lot of music lessons in this guitar Discord that I'm in.
That is the smartest thing I think I've heard you do since I've met you.
Yeah.
You are such a good guitar player. I didn't even think about you doing that.
Yeah, I mean, I've been doing it for free, but like,
yeah, until you start charging. I mean, right now, yeah, do it for free and build your clientele up, and then be like, all right, let's start. If they're young, make it real cheap. If they're a little bit older, because I know you are actually, people don't know how good you are, which is the funny thing. And I was telling Cameron the other day, I was like, it's so funny how sometimes the smartest people or the most interesting people you might know, and funny, creative, or like really talented at different things, sometimes they're never really in front of people, like the artists you see on.
Yeah. I'm probably like one of the most respected musicians where I live. Like, I'm pretty, yeah. I just don't, it's not something I just flash around or anything like that, right?
Roger.
Like if I go see a live show, the bands get scared that I'm there because I'm such a good musician. They're like, "Oh shit, you're here. We're scared to play now." Like, that's the type of shit that happens.
You gotta do. I really think that if you kind of built that music gaming world, but the way for you to get into it more, I mean, I know that you've been thinking about moving and stuff lately and whatnot. So if you're, when you're moving around and it's hard to really start.
Yeah, I finally got a little bit of an income now, but now that I got my some streaming stuff like kind of organized and set up, if I can piggyback off your StreamYard and use that, then I'll be at it all the time now. We just got to add me as an admin again once we're done streaming here. I got a new logo made and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I'm trying to send this guy the Immaculate Muse.
Yeah, let's get everyone hooked up. So the Jesus Papers. So yeah, Lord Cameron was telling me about it. Like I said, I do not know everything. and you'll tell from this book, I'm not trying to pretend I do. It's all right here. Like all the research is just here. And so what I do is each time I put stuff, I will put different sources that y'all can go find or click on. If you have the Kindle version, you can click on the sources unless I messed up the damn thing, which sometimes that does happen. Sometimes the citation will be messed up, or I'll have deleted a this or a that on accident, and you'll click on it and it will go to a this page doesn't exist thing. Sorry, but type into Google what it was saying and it'll bring you to it. So let's see. Some stuff is, how do I say? It's about the books I've read, and other things more like opinions. Let's see. I'll find another part of the book. Is it cool if I read a little bit more of this?
Yeah, man. You go ahead.
I tell you what. I'll read instead of this. This could be better, guys. I can redo the cover better. I could probably have the back better. The way that the words are. But you know what? The hard copy is actually 6x9, just like this for Secundus. But the soft copy of this is 5x8. The soft copy of Secundus is also 6x9. So, okay. So I'm actually going to read from Secundus. Let me decide what I want to read. Which chapter? All right, cool. Chapter 8. Here we go. Just random. I don't care. Darkness sat heavy on the thick snow that blanketed the forest beyond the northern reaches of Dacia. The moonlight caught on the frozen branches, and the air was so still that even the soldiers' breath seemed loud. In the hollow below, a small group of Carpi tribesmen crept through the trench cut into the side of the mountain. Their furs pulled tight, their weapons glinting faintly in the cold. Hidden among the trees and underbrush were Secundus and his troop, 18 men, gaunt and weary, the remnants of a battered Roman detachment. They had limped north after the slaughter near Sarmagatusa. Sorry, I had to look up the names of these areas and just use them. So it's not like I did I didn't do a research paper on this particular part of Dacia. But where half their cohort had been wiped out by the sudden Dacian counterattack. Although I did have to do a lot of research on Dacia just in general, and the Danube, Gaul, all those Roman territories. I had to do a lot just so that honestly, I wanted all the characters to be from different areas. So I had to look up, like you're gonna meet some of his friends in this book, and they're all from opposite ends of the empire. I can tell y'all that without it ruining anything, for sure. So you got guys from Africa, you got guys from Spain and Iberia, you got guys from Anatolia, Syria area, and then of course you got Secundus from Italy, Capua. Although his dad is from the east, and his mom is, you'll read about where his mom's from in Antonius more. So tonight they hunted what was left of the enemy. The Carpi had wandered deep into unfamiliar land, hoping to escape the Roman pursuit, but the empire was relentless. Secundus crouched in the snow just paces away from Zarek. Zarek is a friend of his who, just at the lack of the better way of putting this, he's Indian. Okay, so Indian from the east. He's in the Roman army and he's with. So he's darker guy, black hair. Just imagine like a Indian-looking Roman soldier. That's his buddy that he's made out here in the Carpi lands. So the empire was relentless. Secundus crouched in the snow, just paces away from Zarek, his father's sword clutched tight. Even though they did not speak the same language, they understood each other. It was his first true mission as a soldier, and with his new friend, he thought he'd be trained to kill. This was different. And though he'd been trained to kill, this was different. There was something feral in the air, something he had never felt before. This was his time, his turn in the circle. Y'all will read what the circle is in both Antonius and Secundus, if you check it out. A whisper broke through the silence, the sound of leather tightening, the faint hiss of metal drawn from a sheath. The Carpi stopped. One of them, shorter than the rest, turned and peered into the trees. Secundus's muscles locked, glancing at Zarek. He inhaled through his nose, steady and deliberate. Then, with the same calm he once used when slaughtering pigs beside his father, he crept forward and drove his sword cleanly in the man's spine in one clean, solid jab. The blade entered smooth and silent. The barbarian dropped without a sound. The others turned too late. Secundus' squad leader, Titus Flaccus, gave the signal, and the Romans burst from the shadows. Steel clashed in the still night under the glow of their torches. The snow became mud, stained red with the heat of battle. Secundus struck again and again, the rhythm of killing taking hold, the kind that feels less like skill and more like instinct. When it ended, the forest was silent once more. 7 barbarians lay broken in the snow. Bene Ficisti, Zarek said to Secundus, smiling faintly with blood on his chin. As I process. So earlier in the book, when they're learning, when they're fighting and sparring with each other, training, they don't speak the same language. So they pretty much learned how to say great job or good job to each other in each other's language. So Bene Ficisti is Zarek saying good job to Secundus in his language, and then he's saying Zahraza, which is in his native tongue. The same thing. So Flaccus stood over one of the bodies, painted hard. Good work, men, he said. His voice rough but proud. Rome moves forward. Let me pull y'all back up. I'm not even looking at y'all. All right, cool. So he looked at Secundus. He really looked at him and nodded. You've got it in you, boy. Antonius trained you well. But the words barely reached Secundus. His hands were trembling. His chest felt like it was full of fire. The kill had awakened something. It's fucking scary. He didn't know whether it was pride or horror. It was that only that it was alive. 3 days later, the troop was ordered deeper into the mountains to clear a valley rumored to hide more Carpi survivors. Snow turned to sleet and visibility dropped to nothing. They marched single file through the fog, weapons ready. Then came a sound, faint at first, then sharper, then the snap of branches to their right. Hold, said Flaccus, raising his hand, but before he could speak again, spear came flying out of the fog and struck him through the chest. He fell backward without a sound. Now, mind you, Secundus has watched people die since he was a kid. His dad's a gladiator instructor. When he was 7, when the book opens up, he meets a gladiator, up close and personal before he goes into the arena to fight. You'll have to see how it ends. Secundus sees all of that, and he sees it frequently his whole life before joining the army himself, So this kid's already just like, death is everywhere. And that's how it was back then, though. I mean, there was a lot of people that, there was a lot of death everywhere. So that was the experience for a lot. But you can't say that everybody was just okay with it. I'm sure some people were kind of like, holy shit, mess with you. I think that might be why they even had these different ceremonies and mystery rites, was to get rid of all the pain of that. Think about how bad life sucked back then. Someone's gonna tell you not to do that, man. Screw you.
Yeah, well, it was to help people. It was to help people deal with the idea of mortality at all. Like it helps people have hope for an afterlife and shit like that as well.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So the forest exploded with motion. Carpi warriors emerged from all sides, shrieking as they charged. The Romans scrambled to form ranks, but the ground was slick, uneven. The fight turned chaotic and desperate. Secundus grabbed Flaccus' shield from the ground and swung it up just in time to block an axe descending down, or a descending axe. He drove his sword into the attacker's gut and felt the blade catch bone. All around him, men screamed, slipped, and died. He didn't know how long it lasted, maybe minutes, maybe hours, but when the echoes finally faded, only 6 Romans remained standing. So everybody fucking dead, practically. Flaccus was gone, his squad leader dead. The others were too exhausted to speak. Secundus stared at his commander's body, the man who taught him how to keep formation, to breathe through fear, to fight like a soldier instead of an animal. For a moment, he thought of his father again, how proud he would have been that Secundus joined the Legion. He wondered if Antonius would recognize the son that now stood before him. The survivors marched back to the camp carrying their dead. That night, the centurion introduced their new squad leader, Gaius Aemilius. He was smaller than most, with a scar running from his temple to his jaw, and a stare that didn't blink. His armor was dented and dark, the kind that had seen too many winters. Flaccus led you soft, Aemilius said as he paced before them. You've seen blood now. Good. You'll see more before the month is done. Out here, mercy is a sickness. The only cure is strength. He looked at Secundus, then at the sword hanging from his belt, the same sword that had once belonged to his dad, Antonius Niger. Antonius the Black. You know how to use that, boy? Yes, sir, Secundus said. Aemilius smirked. He walked forward to Zarek. And what about you? Zarek just nodded. He smiled at them both and walked away, leaving silence in his wake. Later, by the fire, Secundus sat apart from the others, staring into the flames. The heat shimmered against his face, but he felt nothing. Inside, something was changing. The rush of battle hadn't faded. It was still there, alive under his skin, whispering in his veins. His squad leader was a strong man, as all the men he had watched over die were. It made him curious about the afterlife and what his fallen comrades were doing now that they had crossed over. What the families must feel, receiving the news that their loved one had passed. He didn't know it yet, but this was only the beginning of what war would do to him. Done. End of that chapter.
Oh, cool. It's cool that you wrote that. Like, it's hard for me to like anything I do, man. Like, I'll write a song and I'm like, this sucks. And I'm playing for someone like, that's amazing. Or it's hard for me to do anything that's like minimalistic. Like, everything I do has to be so overly complicated that I can't just, I can't just write something simple and easy,
Just do it.
Yeah.
I mean, who cares?
If I make
there's flaws, there's spelling errors. Maybe I worded something wrong, or maybe I didn't. I was something I didn't catch it. Whatever, or certain parts seem like word salad or whatever. Who gives a fuck? No one's gonna be famous for the damn thing anyway. You're gonna get famous doing something else, and then they're gonna
and I'll give somebody else the same advice too. I just work better in like in a team or group situation. It's hard for me to reel all that shit in trying to work by myself.
Yeah, man. Well, I tell you what, bro, this is actually a pretty cool little live stream. I do need to hop off now just because I'm sure I'll have to start doing some stuff here soon. Got to check in on my guys and stuff like that. But I really appreciate you coming by. I'm gonna try to go. Let's see. Hold on. Let's read some of this before I jump off.
Yeah. Oh, and let's get me added as get me added as a team member again too. So
you can use it.
Yeah. Once we get off here.
If y'all want to get a shirt, this is on the website. Yeah, look at that.
Oh, looks good. Looks like good quality too.
Yeah, they're pretty basic, but it's like any other t-shirt company. It's just a print to order, kind of thing. And but I like some of them.
What it means, it looks like the image will survive washing and shit. Like it looks like it's not gonna fall apart.
Yeah, it's some YouTuber that's real famous. He owns this. But it's like you wouldn't know that he owned it. It's called Spreadshirt, I believe. And I've seen his face a bunch on like a different podcast, talking about things that aren't related to clothing or shirts at all. So this is just like a personal endeavor that he's a part of. He's probably an investor or whatever. But you can go get a kill. Well, actually, let me just show it off real quick. Let me go to my YouTube. Sorry, bud. Let's do 5-10 more minutes and then I'll bounce out.
No, I don't care. I got all kinds of time.
Okay, so we'll do. Let's see, share screen.
Yeah, I was thinking about doing making t-shirts that were like chess jokes because I was going to stream a bunch of chess and then have like t-shirts that had chess puns on them and stuff.
So here we have the Mandy Moorhall. The Mandy Moorhall is, he doesn't have red hair, but the theological um, rendition that I've created of him does have slightly reddish hair. I think
Oh,
it's more
that's
so
cool.
just yeah, I think it's just more so because it alludes to the majesticism, if you
And
will,
when I
the
picture him
mysticism,
in my head, he has red hair. Like when I envision him, he
like
has red hair.
like
Even
the
though he doesn't.
cartoon of the evil or good
Yeah.
wizard of him in my brain is a we would have to dye his hair more
Yeah.
red for the movie. We'd have to make him more red haired just to put him in his own movie. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
yeah. So we have the Achilles. I did have this cut out, but I actually kind of liked it with the backdrop. It
Yeah.
it doesn't
Yeah.
look good on everything, but it looks good on certain
No,
sweatshirts.
yeah. I can see how it would look better without the backdrop on some shirts, kind of like how that shirt is you're wearing now. But
Right. Like for example, it looks great like on this one.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Now
That's like the Goodfellas shirt I have. It's got a big scene. It's made the same way as that. It's got a scene from Goodfellas on it. Then it says Goodfellas on the back.
right. Well, Axl Rose had one of the Sistine Chapel. So I wanted to have some that was kind of like that you could get and not be too fancy. Here's St. Stephen with the stalk of wheat, stalk of
Oh,
grain.
that's cool. Cool, cool.
Let's see the different designs. I have a few. Then we have Achilles over here, all the different shirts available. The Aldobrandini wedding, all the different shirts and hats and stuff. This looks really good on a hat because it's long.
Yeah, I bet. I bet.
Perseus and Medusa. It's one of my favorite statues. Just the proportions of Perseus, and of course Medusa is. I love Medusa, and bunch of thousands of reasons why. But I saw the Snake Lady, so
Yeah, she's one of my
her,
favorites as well.
technique from the old stories. That's what she represents. So there you go. Here's Salome. Now here's the thing. Secundus meets some people with Jesus. And there's more than one Salome, but this is King Herod's daughter. But I love this picture, so I put it on here and put the word Salome there or Salome. And I just love the way it looks, So that's why I wanted to have it available. It looks really good on some sweatshirts because it's long. So the long stuff looks good. Now this is the one I'm wearing. Poseidon, obviously. Then here we have the galley. So if anybody out there wants to have the galley, we have a
Oh,
few.
the galley. Cool, cool, cool.
Yeah, the galley, man.
It'd
And
be
then
kind of cool to take these images and do caricatures of the image, and you know what I mean? Like,
that would be even better, yeah, to make it
you
more.
know how people like do caricature. You know how you go to the fair and someone
Yeah,
draws a caricature of you. Like, if you
yes,
took these statues and did caricatures of the statue, that would look good on a T-shirt. Then, yeah. I'm not saying these don't look good, but you get what I mean.
I know what you mean. And then we have Feast of the Gods. Then we have the good old Orgonaut. We have
Yeah,
Magic
this
Man,
is cool.
Chase the Face, Dueling Stevens, and then we have more of the different AI images from Battle
Yeah,
Royale,
no,
thumbnails,
this is cool. This is cool.
Leviathan. This
I'll
is
have
probably
to. I'll have to get some designs and send them to you.
yeah. So 26.99. I don't make any money really off of these things. I mean, I do, but I think it's like
It's probably like $3 or something.
no. I think it was like $12 a sweatshirt.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah, like, but the shirt, I don't know. I don't know how many. I haven't looked to see how much it was. I haven't looked and seen how much I've made off this at all. But even I've ordered it. So, did y'all see Lock Gnostic Informant's latest tweet?
Yeah, I'm going to look at it now.
I have not. I don't have Twitter. Twitter.
The last tweet it shows that he posted is December or 2021, July 30th. Well, that's pinned. Okay. 54 minutes. I don't understand how you're supposed to read this website. I've never really spent any time on here.
Which one?
The Twitter, like it's because it shows what they're replying to as well as their own tweets. So like,
Cool. Cool beans. Cool beans.
and this is a reply to Presbyterian. Okay. Oh, here. This must be his latest tweet an hour ago.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. I see. I see. I'll have to read it once. I'll have to read it once we get off here because I got streamer mode turned on, so it's got like all.
Oh, you can't see it. Okay, you can't show
Yeah.
it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I mean, you could. You want to read it?
No. 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 I'll look at it. I'll look at it after.
Oh, okay. Yeah, man. He's like, we can't see your screen.
Yeah. It's okay.
Yeah, it's all good. I don't know what it's about. I want to definitely go back on his show. And what I'll do is because it was like 3.5 hours in before I talked about my channel or the book at all, I didn't really do much of a pitch. I was just like, yeah, I got a story about a guy, from that time period that we're all talking about. It's like he, son of a gladiator, goes in the army, blah, blah, blah. I just talk about the book, where to get it, kind of a little bit. And I mentioned at the very end where my page was, but we didn't really next time I'll ask him like, hey, leave my screen name and I'll put @ witch doctor instead of just witch doctor. And let's put screen names up next time we have guests on. Because Chase actually does have a YouTube for his movie. Tiger Shark does have a YouTube as well, but he's not trying to grow subscribers. But my YouTube is actually kind of related to the books and stuff. So that's where I might want to actually feature my actual name, because nobody really knows from that live stream. Nobody really knows who we were. We didn't have names on the screen or nothing. So
okay,
just,
Mandy put a link up. Okay.
Which is cool though, because it didn't need to be that big of a thing. But all right, so that's probably all I'm gonna really do, bro. I read that clip. I'll probably clip that and actually make another upload of just me reading
a short out of it. Yeah, okay.
Yeah, I'll probably make a short out of it, or like a 3 or 4 or 5 minute video. It's the whole chapter, really. It's not super long chapters, especially if he's still in a transitionary phase and growing up and stuff. It doesn't need to be forever long, when just telling you something that happened to him when he was 7 or 8 or 13 or whatever. It doesn't have to be like 30 pages of of stuff, unless there was something significant happening for weeks at a time, that or something like that. I don't know. I've written a lot, and at this point now, I have a lot of stories in my brain I haven't put on any paper, and so this is kind of cool. I'll release that other one, Antonia, soon.
That's funny. I mean, Mandy just said you should call your shorts Vidiscos. Like, that's funny. So that's a good part, man.
That is actually a coinable phrase. Vidiscos.
Yeah.
Meniscos and what's witch doctor East Coast? How would you do that? How would you do the followers of witch doctor? Witch Doriscos. Sounds like a different word now. But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and bounce you, and I will talk to everybody here soon. Probably in a week, I'll jump on. And maybe next week we'll do it at a different time, different night. We have snow days coming up.
That's
where
cool.
I'm at. So yeah, it's supposed to be kind of a kick in the butt. So we'll see how it goes. And so that might mean I'll be completely shut off from stuff, or I'll have everything and it won't be that bad, and then I'll have snow days to kind of kill time and whatnot. But either way, I appreciate everybody that has bought the book, or at least just got the free Kindle version and read it. Welcome to my world, whatever. We're going to do our best to bring a little bit of that to life if we can in the future. I would love to make that into a movie, but if we can just do some skits on Chase's show that he's designed, that would be great.
Skits are great. I love their skits. Yeah.
I like
We
this. I would
saw a
love
lot
to
of them.
do Secundus meeting Yeshua skit would be great. It is very, very cool. It'd make you cry for sure. But yeah. So anybody out there that wants to check it out, I don't have the link up here, but just type in Secundus, type that into Amazon, and type in Stephen, and it'll pop up. So, but I appreciate anybody that has bought it. It's $10 for the soft. The hard copy is the best. It's got special ink in the book that you'll see for certain things. I just can't tell you what it is, or it'll ruin the surprise. Yeah, hope you enjoy it.
Oh, that's kind of cool.
Yeah. I can't say too much, or else it ruins the damn book, and that's where I just refuse to do that to my own stuff now. You just got to read it, because me sitting here talking about it and spilling all the beans, it's just it's good. It's easy to read. It's very easy. It's an easy read, and it's a fun read. And I will just say, by the end of it, you'll have a big old smile on your face. Is what I'll say. You will.
Cool.
First time in a while, probably, that something like that has done that to you. So hopefully you really like it. If not, oh well, I'll try harder on Antonius to get you. I'll try to get you to tear up one time, or to smile.
Hey, hard for me to do that. I cry and everything.
Yeah, or like to just be like, yeah, like when a soldier does something really badass in the book, just like, freaking kill, or get into the mood, get into it for the moment. Yeah. Anyway, I will see everyone later. Peace.
Yeah.